real trap shit. Trapaholics. Welcome to Monday Mojo.
We make it look easy.
We make it look easy, but the Mariners make it look real hard.
That was good.
We're 12-16. If you're a Mariner fan, you should be upset like I am. Look, I'm gonna preface this by saying this episode is likely going to be a lot of complaining, but the reality is on a lot of these shows, you know, you can have your experts and your analysts come on these podcasts and Sports Center and whatnot. But, you know, you listen to Monday Mojo because you're a Mariner fan and it's made by the fans for the fans. I myself am just kind of a little fed up lately. Listen, Chris Sobba is not here today. I'm here with, well, even though Chris Zweifel's name says Chris Sobba, I'm here with Chris Zweifel and Evan Barron. I'm Max Schwabe. And we don't have the optimists on the podcast today, which means that we can be realists, right?
Some would say pessimist.
Someone, I mean, I don't know if it's pessimism if we're 12-16 and we arguably lead the league in strikeouts. Actually, do you know that stat, Zweifel?
Yeah, I mean, before today, the last 6 games, we had 80 strikeouts. Teoscar Hernandez, last 10 at bats, has 9 strikeouts. Now, today, I know Teo went yard, and that was good to see. And then Cal Raleigh had 2 home runs. So we scored 10 runs today. So all the juice and all the ammo that I had, and just like the resentment for the Seattle Mariners, it's not washed away, but it was tamed a little bit by the comeback win today. So we get up early, right? First run, 4-0. There's 2 outs. Jared works a walk. Then I think we got a hit by a pitch. And I think we had another walk or a single. But then bases juiced. And our boy Taylor Trammell, who we've been clamoring for. Actually, I wouldn't call it clamoring.
I wouldn't say clamoring, but yeah.
He was mentioned, and
yeah,
we have been clamoring for a switch up at that DH spot.
Yes.
That we've been giving to Tommy LaStella, that we've been giving, you know, to these guys like Tom Murphy, who's been struggling, and AJ Pollock. But we get a little Taylor Trammell action, and he goes grand slam in the first pitch. Or no. First at bat that he's this year. He also made a great catch in the corner.
Yep.
But you know, all the juice and all the ammo we had, it's not quite dead, and we're going to get into what we're seeing and what needs to change. But it was a nice win today. They come back after going up 4, then they get down 8-4, and then they come back and win it 10-8.
Yeah. No, so you know, and of course we're coming at you on Sunday. Recorded on Sunday, dropped on a Monday. Monday Mojo trademark Incorporated. I mean, here's my thing. So we go 2-5 for the week. Actually, since we last came to you, I look at today's win, and look, let's start with the positive. I look at today's win 10-8 in extras as hopefully a sign that the clubhouse was saying, hey, look, this is getting ridiculous. Like, we need to pick this up. I mean, we're in a situation where, you know, even the bullpen isn't necessarily performing. We're striking out a bunch. Jerry Kelnick's our best hitter, which, you know, is an exciting thing and everything. And we love that for him. But it's just one of those situations where I think there was hopefully a fire lit under our asses today. Taking that 10-8 win in Toronto. And you look at guys like Cal Raleigh, right? Evidently he loves Roger Center, right? I mean, the guy just hit, because he hit a home run in Saturday's game as well, correct?
Yeah.
The
first game. The first game.
That's right, because Saturday we lost another 1-0 game. That's right. So look, like, we've been saying this for a long time, and many times. The pieces are there. It just in like, how do we get them to gel with one another?
Well, that's kind of my complaint. Now with Taylor Trammell, it kind of changes a little bit because I've been wanting to see him. And so maybe that does work into your statement that the pieces are there because he is a piece. But before this, I didn't think the pieces were there. And that was my main problem with what we did in the offseason, is that we didn't bring in the pieces that could make this thing work. It can't be. We brought in Colton Wong to play great defense and get on base. Obviously, we've spent hours talking about that. It hasn't happened, and I'm growing super frustrated.
Yeah.
But then these other guys at DH, I can't even really blame them because they're like, it's like trying to put a square peg in a round hole. It's like they're not DHs, they're utility players.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my whole problem with this offseason. Not that I hated every move that he did, but one of the things I was really concerned about was that why didn't we think our pitching is going to be great, our starting pitching, we think our bullpen is going to be great. Why didn't we add more offense? And it's a lot easier to add when all you have to do is throw capital at it. That's money into free agent and into a free agency pool where there's players out there that all they have to do is be bought. When you get into this spot where we're in a situation where the guy to do it isn't on our roster, unless that's Taylor Trammell, you have to go trade pieces to get a guy now. And I think it's a lot easier to buy a free agent than it is to trade for a player. So I was frustrated with that, but hopefully Taylor Trammell can do it.
Yeah. We've talked about the checkbook dilemma for quite some time. We know that that's not necessarily entirely up to Jerry, but no, exactly. And to your point, and one thing that I will give you kudos for is, before the season, you had said, hey, look, I'm not sold on the Mariners offense. And, Sobba and I and Evan were, and they're just not clicking. But back to my piece about, we have all the right pieces, or I guess not all of them, but we have a majority of them. We have Ty and we have Gino and Julio and Cal and Jared's, performing. Teoscar, when he makes contact, it's going to do damage, but the man strikes out every other time. So when you pair a terrible offensive game with, pitching that just can't execute, we find ourselves in a scenario in which we're only better than the Oakland Athletics. So one other thing that I have to, voice my opinion on is one thing that drove me to a wall on the topic of Tommy La Stella and, Taylor Trammell. I am glad that he's here, in lieu of, likely Tommy La Stella. We look at the first game of this Blue Jays series. We were down 3-2 in the top of the ninth. And I don't know who we pinch hit for, but Tommy La Stella was brought in at the top of the ninth, followed by Colton Wong. And sure enough, those were the last two batters of that game.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. There's no other way to put it.
Well, they still believe in them. They still believe in those guys, but as fans, we're allowed to hold them accountable as saying, you shouldn't believe in them because it's not working. And I was that guy last year that was sticking up for Jesse Winker time and time again. Guys, I know it's really bad. I'm not saying it's not bad. It's really bad, but he's going to turn around. He's a good hitter, and it never came.
Yep.
And you know what? Even Jesse, he did get into that pop-up bullshit that drove me nuts.
Best pop-outer of the league, dude.
Yeah. But he was actually, it seemed like early in the year, he was driving some balls to the fence and they're getting caught. So we at least had that excuse like, well, maybe early season, maybe the ball's not carrying.
Maybe weight room.
Yeah, maybe he's just getting a little unlucky. But we rode that train until the end of the year, and then he wasn't even with the team. And it was like, wow, that was frustrating.
Yeah.
But this year with Colton Wong, I don't even see him driving balls. I can't even have like at least that was a good out. In one of the games, I think it was yesterday when we went to extra innings.
Yes. Another 1-0 loss, which we had a
Yeah.
couple of those this week. Yeah.
So it's 0-0 in the 10th.
Yeah.
He is up to bat, and we get the guy on second automatically, and he strikes out. I mean, you can't even ground out to the right side of the infield to move the guy to third, so we could maybe have a chance to get a productive out. Like that shit, especially when you're struggling, like you would think like he's going up there like, I haven't provided anything to this team. The one thing I might be able to do, guys, I don't know if I can get a hit, but maybe the one thing I could do is
Let's move the runner over.
And then he strikes out. And I'm like, dude. And I think I texted you guys, and I was like, I mean, I can't say what I said in the text.
Yeah,
but
you lost your shit, and rightfully so.
I want to get Evan's take on some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, just going back to Wong as well, it's like, well, if his bat's not clicking, at least you want him to make for it up in the field. I mean, JP Crawford, like he doesn't really always hit for power or, a high average, but his defense is elite.
Yeah, he's a hell of a defender.
Makes a huge difference. And I believe it was that Phillies game. It might have been the second or third game, I forget, but there was a makeable like diving ground ball that just went over Wong, and that gave up 2 runs. And then I think Zweifel, you shared this tweet in our group, but it was like, I guess Julio threw a laser to him, and this was the deciding factor, I think, in Friday's game for us losing 3-2 to the Blue Jays. And you see Wong's throw as Julio hits the cutoff man, and you think, okay, here we can gun him out here, but nope, it bounces like 2 or 3 before it even gets to Raleigh, and it's like you can't have that. And so, so you need to make it up either way, either in the field or hitting wise, and we're not seeing both. I do like Caballero, though. I think you try to give him some more reps a little bit. I know he's super young, but I've noticed he hits the ball really hard when he makes contact, and that's way more of a better sign than what we were seeing with Colton Wong. That's where I've seen it.
Yeah, the thing with Caballero, though, is like I too was, I was hyped for him, especially since we were getting someone that was younger. And oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, we have to interrupt the episode because the man of the hour, the heart and soul,
he's
Christopher
back.
Sobba, coming from South Carolina, real trap shit.
Real trap shit is right. I'm in a real trap area where my brother's living. Yesterday. Get this, yesterday. I'm going outside, 2 p.m. in the afternoon, beautiful sunshine out. It's hot, it's humid. Right as I get out the door,
no way.
Oh, and I'm like, what the hell? And there's a couple that's in the pool. I'm looking at them like, you guys just hear that? Was that gunshots? Like, yeah, it was gunshots. Then pop, 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 pop. 4 more.
Oh my god!
I'm like, oh my fucking gosh, this is gunshots. They were right by where my car was parked. Right by, it was down the ways, like 150 yards down. I could see my car. There's a fence that my car was parked against. Over that fence is like real trap shit.
Real
trap area.
Yeah, land of the free, home of the brave, ladies and gentlemen.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah. Well, you are finally in Charleston.
Yeah.
And now you are our newest addition to our field reporting team. You've been demoted to a field reporter.
I've not been demoted. I've been promoted. Joke's on you. The at home is the lower job.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Chris, we were just talking about, look, we've been, harping on Colton Wong for many, many weeks, but, we were just in the middle of talking about, look, like over the course of the series, right? Our bats might come alive every once in a while, but then our bullpen shuts down. And then we'll have, lights out pitching, and our bats just stay asleep the entire time. Obviously part of that is Colton Wong. But we were just talking about Caballero and how we were super psyched. Caballeros. And we were
Put some
super
respect on his name,
Okay, right on. We were super psyched about his potential, and he is making great contact. But he's still 3 for 20, right? So I think
it's more just we're we're done with. We're willing to try anything at this point.
But if we're willing to try anything, to Evan's point, or Evan brought this up earlier, like, look, Taylor Trammell, he's experienced in the MLB, right? Like, we're still waiting for him to heat up. We always have been. But like, can't we call up Mike Ford? And also,
no.
And Mike Ford he hit another grand slam today.
He hit another grand slam today.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to change my tune on it. Yes, we can, because he can't be worse than Tommy La Stella. Yes. I say you DFA Tommy La Stella.
Thank you.
We'll see one more chance of Mike Ford, but I'm not going to get excited when he's up there. I'm going to be like, you better fucking prove me wrong here.
Yeah. And with Robbie Ray gone, which we can expand on. I guess there's not much more to expand on it with the flex and the flexor muscle surgery. Bring up Hancock. And
I don't know if it'd be Hancock or Bryce Miller or even that Woo guy who's
Look, our knee-jerk reaction when the Mariners do poorly is always, well, let's dip into our farm system, right?
To our piggy bank.
Yeah, to our little piggy bank. Do I know if that's going to work? No, not necessarily. But
I don't think. Are you guys? I know I came in here real late, but are you guys? Is there a fire going on right now in your minds with the Seattle Mariners?
Yeah, there is, dude. And I'm tired of you saying that it's a long season. Yeah, I know it's a long freaking season, but like, it's, dude.
We're 5 games back. As of before the game ended today, we were 5 games back of the Rangers. It's not that much. We got Houston coming up. We got the A's coming up. We got division baseball coming up. The A's. I was looking at the. There was something on the screen today. It was a comparison of the starting pitchers for Seattle Mariners versus the starting pitchers for the Oakland A's. And every Oakland A's.
It's just irrelevant. But continue.
My point. No, it's not relevant because again, it's early in the season, and you're going to need series where you can go in and you have the odds stacked in your favor in a heavy way. That's what we're coming up with the Oakland A's. And if we can get into that little groove here in Oakland, and then when we come back home against Houston, because Oakland's pitchers, every single one of them, I couldn't tell you any of their names, but all of them had over a 4 ERA this year. Mm-hmm. I don't think any single one of them had a win. And then we have Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, and to round it out on the third game, Luis Castillo. Okay. Nice. And so that's going to be a really good look for us going in. And if we can build off of what we did today, we were 0-5 in extra innings. We hadn't won a single 1-run game all year. We still haven't because this is a 2-run game. But we came alive. And Cal Raleigh, he went 0-for-4 the night before with 4 strikeouts.
Wow.
Jeez, man, so bad.
That's golden sombrero.
Golden sombrero. And then you have him come in today. He got out in his first at bat. I think in his first 2, maybe he got a walk, but then his last 2 at bats are 2-run homers. Yeah. Deep. The dude loves hitting in Rogers Center, and he said at the end, when you do something big in a stadium like he had done last year, you come into that stadium. I'm paraphrasing here now, but with some more swagger, and you're comfortable. You've done it before. And so that was great to see from Cal Raleigh. But I think Colton Wong, he even picked it up. He's gotten 2. He went 2 hits today, 2 hits the previous day.
He also struck out in the 10th inning, 0-0 game when there's a guy on second. And I was telling him, whatever. Everyone who's listening to this, they just heard that rant. But you were asking if there's a fire here. No, and I get your point, but we come on weekly and we have to report on the week. And we're talking about a week where we struck out 80 times in 6 games, where we're just getting our ass kicked in every different way, whether it be making errors, not scoring runs, losing 1-0 games because we get great starting pitching, but no hitting. Today we pulled it out, but imagine that game. You get 4 runs in the first, and then Marco goes out there and blows up and blows the lead, and you're down 4. Like, it seems like we're getting hit from a bunch of different angles. Yeah. And no, I'm not saying that there's like long-term fire and like I'm just down and out, but I want to start seeing some changes. Taylor Trammell today was a great change.
We are seeing changes, and that was the changes. They're not going to be able to come every day, but there's little changes that you're going to notice with Jared Kelenic getting moved up and down the lineup, with Other guys like the pitcher, I forget his name, but we brought him
Easton
up. And
McGee.
unfortunately, Easton
Yeah,
McGee, and
Easton McGee.
unfortunately, he goes on the 15-day IL with something there, and that might be more serious. You know, it seems similar, honestly, to Robbie Ray. But he comes up and he goes 6 2/3 with one hit. Damn, man. It's
Yep.
like, so what I'm saying is there's going to be changes, okay? But they're going to come slowly and they're going to take a minute for them to actually make an impact. And sometimes East Miggy, no, they'll happen right away. But then it'll go away right away, which that sucks ass. Anyways, but then other little changes like Jared Kelenic getting moved up and down the lineup. I think it was very, we did talk about this a couple weeks ago, but we were talking about, no, we leave Jared Kelenic where he's at, let him stay comfortable, yada, yada, yada. But every time Jared Kelenic would get a single or a double or something, the guy behind him, Tommy LaStella, Colton Wong, whoever it wasn't getting them over. They get out. There'd be 2 outs in front of him anyway. So Jared's always coming to the plate with 2 outs, and then he gets, the next guy gets out. It's a waste. It's a waste of a hit. So getting him up in the lineup not only gives him more at bats, but then it gets stronger people around him, and then the more shit's able to go down.
Yeah,
There's little changes that's going to continuously happen, and Scott said it best at the end of the post game today. He was talking, and this isn't in regards to changes, but he was talking about the guys are just trying to do too much by themselves, and they need to start thinking like, how can we do this as the team? Like if I go 0 for 4, they're pissed at themselves, even if they won. It's like, no, you still got to be happy the team won. And did you what did you do to contribute, if anything? You figure it out, you find it, but you just do whatever it takes to make sure that the team is successful, and you get out of your own individual mind. It's a team mind, not an individual mind.
Yeah, I don't think they did it well at all this week.
No, but that's what he told them after the loss Saturday. Just coming into today. He tells them that. Okay?
So like figure your shit out type deal.
Yeah,
then,
no, no, and
Well, that's what I'm
before
saying. Figure your shit out.
Yeah, before you joined Sobba, I ultimately, because I didn't have a chance to watch a lot of Mariners baseball this week, just with moving and whatnot.
No, I didn't. This was the only game I was able to watch. I was driving across the country.
Right. Yeah,
I think that's the problem. I was going to say this. I was going to say we weren't able to watch our boys. Okay,
Yeah.
I think they knew. They knew me and Max were a little busy. They knew we were moving. Max,
you didn't miss anything, but you would have been.
Max, how many miles did you move?
Very frustrating.
Are we really going to do this?
Yeah. Well, I'm curious because it took you how long to move in?
Well, I mean, to fully move in all my stuff, it probably took a couple days, but then he was rearranging and purchasing new stuff, and
so I
don't even have a house, doggy.
No, exactly. I don't. That's my point. That's my point.
So are you trying to make this a competition? Because I'm not.
I cut out.
Yeah. It's okay. It's not a competition, and
by the way, the place looks lovely, from what I can see. You got a little placenta next to you.
Placenta?
I don't think that's what the placenta is. Definitely not a plant. Placenta is like a body part, my guy.
No, it's the fluid that comes out.
Yeah, it has something to do with your body. Yeah, and pregnancy. That's right.
All right, then what's the thing I'm looking for? It goes on a desk. It's a plant, the fake one.
I don't know, fern.
Evan, you got any idea what we're talking about? Not a fern. No, it's like it goes on your desk and just sits there. It's a fake. It's a succulent.
Succulents aren't fake, my guy.
And that's also not a succulent plant.
That's a fern.
Well, I like it.
Well, Chris Sobba is in South Carolina. He's already lost a few brain cells. Alrighty.
Well, he's just scared for his life, man.
Yeah.
No,
look at him. He's sitting on the floor below the windows.
Here's a tour of where I'm at. This is my bed.
Oh, nice. It's a little mattress on the floor. You got a TV that's not even on a stand.
but I got the Mariners games because EdTV is what I got. Every channel, anywhere, anytime.
Yep.
But let's get back on track. I am okay, maybe I'm not ecstatic about where we're at. I'm not ecstatic about where we're at.
I mean, just don't lie to yourself. Look, like we appreciated, we always appreciate your optimism, but this was supposed to be me and Zweifel's episode in which we had free reign to be like, screw this.
The last time you guys did an episode without me, it had like 30 views.
I don't remember. I didn't do an episode.
Yeah, that's so I was like, I'm gonna text it.
I didn't do an episode with just Max.
Yeah, see, you don't even
we did.
remember. I missed one episode. I wasn't about to miss a second episode. I've never missed an episode except for that one time.
Hey, if you're listening to Monday Mojo, please give Chris Sobba imaginary golf clap.
No, I'll just get the consistency award.
Okay, fine.
You do.
Mr. Consistent. I got Cal Ripken's got a streak going on. Not really because I missed one.
The
But
Iron
hey,
Man, huh?
while we're on the topic of not talking about the Mariners, do you want to know what I had to do today that I hadn't had to have done since like high school?
What?
I had to buy weed from a drug
dealer.
And yes.
Oh,
and
yikes.
it was because it's legal in Washington and South Carolina. So I got there. It was normal. Guy was a great guy, very nice and everything. But yeah, dude.
The olden
Great guy.
days, old fashioned.
The olden days. Yeah. I told him I was like, I feel like I'm in high school right now. So I haven't been told that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Look, getting back to it, one of the things that I will not have. Look, we can be patient and we can have your point of view, Sobba, on look, like things will turn around and we'll find the right changes that will click. The thing that I will not tolerate anymore is 1-0 losses. Can't do
How many
it.
of those do we have?
When we
How many
have
of those do we
George
have?
Kirby, and
Can't do it.
even Easton freaking McGee, going lights out, we can't allow it just reminds us of the Felix days, right? So I'm just saying I won't tolerate that anymore. One quick intermission here. Can we assure our viewer or listeners that Julio is just fine? Just a little tightness in the back. Was given today off, just an extra day before the day off on Monday.
I would love to assure them. I don't know. Are you asking me if that's the case?
I'm asking. Yeah, that's
That
what
seems
Evan.
to be the case.
That's what Evan
I have
had
no
mentioned
idea.
to me.
That's why I
I have
saw
no
on
idea.
Twitter. Well, Shannon Jarrett tweeted that Julio was in the cages today, hitting for like 30 minutes. So, and I
He
think
was.
it's just so I think it's just because they
Okay.
have the day off tomorrow that they want to give him the day off. But I don't know. I know he's young and I know it's early, but I would like to see Julio kind of turn on a little bit too. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's been struggling.
Max,
Yeah.
we have 2 1-0 losses on the season.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
Come
That's a
on.
lot.
Come on.
It's early. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. That's not a lot.
Yeah, it
That's
is. You might only lose 1-0 3 times in a year. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. We did it
Man,
a
I'm
handful
gonna-
of times last year.
we're not talking about a 1-run loss where you lose 2-1. 1-0.
I wish we had a guy. That was a part of our podcast. I wish we had Alex Mayer, like a part of our podcast, the guy who just can find any stat within like 2 seconds about like anything. And he could just kind of sit in the back and we could talk about this and be like, Alex, you pull up, how much teams average 1-0 losses? How many of those happen in a season? 3? I am hammering the over on that Zweifel every single time. Like a
One-
judge coming down with his stick. Boom,
Exact-
boom, boom. I'm hammering.
Hold on.
Exact
Called it-
score
it's
of
called a
1-0. This
Called a
isn't the
gavel.
Felix days.
No,
Yeah,
it's not the Felix days. We're not in the
There's
Felix
not
days.
many
That's
days. There's not many days where you score 0 and the other team scores 1 and beats you.
Yep.
And I'm talking about losing those games. So you might win one of them. There's not more than 5 in a game in a year, and maybe you win 2, maybe you lose 3. But we're talking about losing 3. We've already lost 2.
Dude, out of 182 games, I'm gonna
162.
protect the numbers.
162.
Sorry, 162. Wow, brain fart. But I'm putting the over of 5 of 3. I'm putting it
Well,
over
okay.
9.
No. I was going to say, if you put it at over, maybe 4, but I mean, I'm right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone will have to look this up.
I mean,
One of
we
our
can look
listeners,
at-
look this up for us, please. Look this
We
up
can-
for us and tag us and let us know who's right and wrong.
and remember, it's
We're
how
putting
many,
the over of you said 3 originally, so I'm taking that over.
yeah, how many 1-0 games you lose? 3.
On
Understand?
average, how many so what we're asking, what we're looking for is on
In a year.
average. Okay, in over the last year,
Yeah.
how many teams?
Beat
Lost
us.
1-0 games.
No,
Not just
beat.
us. We're talking. No,
No.
not just us.
I'm talking
We're
about
in the league,
us.
bro.
Okay. Right.
No,
Right.
I didn't say in the league. I said us. We've lost 2 1-0 games. you probably only lose 3 in a whole year. So to lose 2 so far is a big deal. That was the point.
And so with you say you probably only lose 3, that's why I'm saying I think that teams probably do lose more than that. Teams lose more than 3 1-0 games.
Okay.
On
Well,
average.
look, all I'm saying is I'm not tolerating it anymore.
Hey,
Someone goes lights out. On the
I
bump.
get why you're bringing it up because it happened twice this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the two. That's the 2 times.
Yeah.
And so I get it. It's fresh in your mind, and it's what you're thinking about. Don't expect to see that as a common theme. It's not going to be.
Okay.
The common theme is the Mariners are going to get everybody in Seattle and everybody in the MLB thinking that they're written off. They're going to write them off. Okay, that's what they do. And then for the people like me who are like, I know what's going on. I know what they're doing. I'm 2 steps ahead of everybody else. They're going to come back and I'm going to be like, yeah, I see. No need to be fucking worried. Everybody get your shit together. And, it's all going to be rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah. Hey, listen, last thing I wanted to cover personally. What do you guys think of the City Connect jerseys?
Trash.
What?
Absolute trash.
I like the tops and I like the hats a lot. I think the pants could have been like white, but I like them. I do.
City,
like.
City Connect.
One thing I gotta say
yeah.
is we all, for the last 2.5 years or whatever, have known my take on the Trident.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's always been, and it was always, Poseidon never pointed his Trident to the ground because that was a sign of bad luck. It always was in the air. So for the Mariners to flip that upside down for the M and have the Tridents pointing to the ground, I always thought, it was a curse, was some sort of Greek god shit going on. Okay. However, the Seattle Mariners, their new home run celebration, I forgot to mention it last week. I was in the middle of Salt Lake City in some random hotel. I've been driving for 12 hours, so I have an excuse to forgotten that. But I needed to bring this up today. That home run celebration with that Trident and with the bomb hat on too. It's so fucking awesome. It is so awesome. And Monday Mojo had that first. Ladies and gentlemen.
Did. Yeah, we have a shirt.
In our interview with Jerry DePoto, you will see, if you go look at on the YouTube, this is proof for you that we have this design already made. You go on and watch that YouTube video, the Jerry DePoto interview, you will look at Christopher Zweifel, and you will see the shirt that he is wearing. It's a Julio Rodriguez shirt. It's the theme of See Us Rise. He's wearing the Swellment, and he's in the Puget Sound rising out of the depths of the water with the Trident in his hand. Lightning bolts flying from it and T-Mobile in the background. It's fucking sick. And we got to get this one mass produced because of I wish we had done it before because we had the Trident before. We had this look. We had the look of the Swellment and the Trident. We made this look already. And now they're doing it. And you know what they did? Sam Haggerty and JP Crawford. They were talking and just themselves. And they were talking about, the home run celebrations around the league and how we got to have something more unique than just a hat. And one of them said Trident, and they said that they kind of went back to the other players and were kind of like, hey, we have this idea, but more so they're like, hey, like this is what we're doing, just letting you guys know. And they went to Amazon, bought a Trident off of Amazon. They bought the Trident.
Did they spray
off
paint
of
it?
Amazon,
or was it already gold?
I don't know. I'm sure. I think it came as is.
Yeah.
And so what the hell? I did not think that thing came from Amazon. I thought, there's somebody they would have had to call to mold it and make it and melt it and all that stuff. But no. Jeff Bezos is like, I got you.
Yeah,
we don't sell just books anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We got Tridents.
I love the home run. I love the home run celebration. And I think I also love the City Connect jerseys. I love the blue. Mm-hmm. And look, the pants, the dark blue, arguably black pants that go with the navy blue jersey colors. They're not traditional, but that's the whole point of the City Connect jerseys. It's a huge marketing ploy. And there's not much you can do about it. And they're designed to kind of make you double take and be like, what the hell? But I'm a big fan. And they get
the league and they get the people talking.
Yeah.
And that's what you're hitting the nail on the head with a hammer.
With a trident.
With a gauntlet. With a trident. What was the judge thing? A gauntlet?
Gavel.
No, a gavel. Thank you. Yeah, you're hitting the nail on the head, man. I couldn't agree more.
I appreciate that. Something you and I can agree on.
Yeah. The marketing ploy is where I was getting at. Sorry, yeah, it's a great marketing ploy by Nike. It's a great marketing ploy. It's exactly what it is.
You know, the action green Seahawk jerseys, you know, for Thursday night.
Oh, the highlighters, of course. Yeah, Thursday night color rush. Same color exact idea. Yeah,
that's exactly right.
And one other thing on the Julio shirt, I emailed Jared a photo and I asked him. I said, "Hey, can you give me a team address to send this to? I want to make sure Julio gets it." And so we'll see if he likes it. I think I'm pretty confident Jared's going to get back to me on that.
Wouldn't it be too small for him?
I'll make another one.
Okay.
Anything for Julio.
Yeah, agreed. What else do we got this week? We've covered
A's in Houston, baby. That's what's coming up. A's in Houston. As I had said before, the 3 pitchers going in for Oakland, none of them have recorded a win this season, and I'm 99.9% sure on that. I'm going straight off of memory from what I saw in the post game. And we have Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, and to round it off, Luis Castillo.
Yeah.
So
if we don't take care of business in Oakland, then I think we should be alarmed. But I think I have a good feeling we're going to take care of business in Oakland, and that'll get us steamrolling into whatever, you know, chances we have at home against Houston, which I'm actually terrified of. But
we're going to get our ass kicked.
Why?
See, Zweifel
I don't think we are.
This is why I like recording with Zweifel, dude, because he's a realist.
I was joking about the A's. That was to trigger Chris, but yeah. we're gonna get our ass kicked.
Damn, this is a really important start to this is the start to a really important stretch. Oakland, Houston, Texas.
Yep.
Very important. Oakland is our last away series, and then it's Houston. It's the Houston teams. It's the Texas teams. Texas and Houston. That's going to be huge. Okay, that's going to be huge. After that, I'll let you know how I'm feeling.
I am actually looking forward to next week's episode. And that actually, you know what? I'm not going to be here next week's episode because I'm in Mexico.
Okay. Doing what? Record from Mexico.
I'm not bringing.
You have Wi-Fi.
I'm not bringing
a laptop and headphones. And headphones.
I'm not bringing a laptop, dude.
We'll see.
Your boy's unemployed, dude. I'm gonna be out surfing.
And he's going to Mexico. What the fuck? What the fuck? How does that make sense, Max? Are you one of those guys? Are you collecting an unemployment check and just going to Mexico and all that stuff? Are you one of those guys?
I mean, we can have a whole debate on this. I mean, I just signed up for unemployment and I got severance and everything, but like, there's nothing wrong with taking time off and enjoying yourself and actually living like a human being instead of just working.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I think that's what you're saying.
That's not what I was saying. Not one bit. I was just kind of making fun of you in a way.
Well, you had
in my own little way.
You said you weren't going to show up in this episode, and you did, and you had to fit in your make fun of Max segment.
Of course.
Hey, listen, you know what? Mariners are 12-16. We've had a rough go this past week. Let's run train, or that's probably not appropriate.
Whoa.
Let's
Hey, we do not talk like that.
Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to think of a better, Gen Z term, let's I don't know. Let's dominate the Oakland A's. Let's go back home. Let's put up a good fight against the Astros, and then let's take care of business against the Texas Rangers, which will be coming to you before that happens by next week. But
and we can't forget to mention, I know we're a Mariners podcast, but guys, have we not talked about the Kraken? And have we not talked about tonight? It's game 7 against Colorado, the defending Stanley Cup champions.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to wrap this up, baby. I gotta go.
It starts in an hour and a half. You can slow yourself there, Zweifel. But
if you're a Mariner fan, you should also be a Kraken fan because shit's getting rowdy. Game 7 will have already been played by the time that this has dropped. So,
and my prediction is the Kraken win 3-2-2. And it's a 2-2 game going into the third. Kraken score with under 4 minutes. They score to take the lead.
Okay.
And that's puck. That's game.
I-
I don't know.
I
I
got,
was gonna say ball game, but I don't think that's right. Before you give your prediction, or if that's what you can do, I can't forget. I was getting my car washed today.
Chris.
And there's
No,
this guy-
I give my
No,
prediction
no.
and then you talk about your car
Fine.
wash.
Fine.
Okay, 4-1 abs. Now go on to your freaking prediction.
Oh.
Whoa, jeez. Anyways,
Whoa.
my prediction. Wait, no, not a prediction. Just what
Oh,
happened.
yeah,
I was getting my car washed, and I was pulling out, and there's this guy walking, and I only see his back, and he's wearing a hat. And Evan, if you flip your hat around, you will see exactly how it looks, the color scheme of the Seattle Mariners. And it was navy on top with the teal on the back. It was an old hat, an older one, and I was like, there's no way that's anything other than a Seattle Mariners hat. I'm like, yo, buddy. Hey, buddy. He turns around. What? I was like, dude, go Mariners, dude. He's like, huh? I was like, Dad, you're wearing a go Mariners. He's like, oh, yeah. I was like, dude, fucking hey, let's go Mariners. We chatted for like, I don't know, a minute. And we were just talking about how Teoscar Hernandez is striking out too much. I called him all eating shit. But it was just like he was pulling in, so I was pulling out. I was like, all right, I gotta go. But hey, fucking go
Okay,
Mariners, buddy.
Max, after hearing that story, why would he tell that story before I give my prediction?
I don't know. It doesn't make
Wait,
any
before
sense.
you give your prediction, let me tell you this random story about this
Yeah.
guy with a hat. No,
I forget things. It wasn't a
I
random
mean,
story about a guy with
look,
a hat.
it's just
It was
the
a
way
Seattle
that this
Mariners thing.
podcast
In Charleston, South Carolina.
random guy with a hat, not a
Yeah.
random hat.
It's just the way this podcast goes sometimes. But if you listen to us, you love us for a reason, and we love you back. We're Monday Mojo. The whole gang is here. Schwabi, Sobba, Zweifel, Evan Barron. Thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe, tell your friends, and tune in for some hopefully phenomenal Mariners baseball this week. We love you. Go Mariners.